Welcome to Many a Day. This is another section of our Beachside Bungalow made by Real Good Toys. The last video we showed how to make a shave ice machine, and today we're going to make a tray and a stand to put everything in, as well as the bottles and the little snow cone machines. As you can see, step by step, I took cardstock to make the little tray. I used mat board for the shelving unit, which was just a large rectangle with some shelves in it. And you can just see I used the Aleene's tacky glue to glue the sides. Measured from the floor to the height of the countertop, so I could get an idea how tall to make it, and then put the shave ice machine on it. So if I moved it over to the counter, I could use it. Right now I have it by the front door of the dollhouse so people can see it when they come in. This is what the tray would look like, and it was a lot of fun. And just basically a lot of rectangles. Tried to keep everything proportional and gave it enough time to dry. And whatever you do on one side, you do on the other. Here's the Aleene's tacky glue, as I had mentioned before. And then used a toothpick just to glue on the sides. And it looks a lot better when it's finished. Those are all my pencil marks, trying to make decisions on where to put things. And I decided I would have a divider so that you could put the snow cones through holes at the top and your little bottles on the other side. And that's what it looks like finished so far. And then I decided where I was going to put the holes would be a flat surface, and then I used a hole punch to punch the holes. And you can see that it's not quite an inch. And there, I used a hole punch, and you can see a couple aren't as even as I would like them, but for this purpose it worked fine. I did not glue the top flat surfaces on until after I had finished it, and did end up spilling some paint on it, but I used black, so it covered it all very well. And then these are the sides for the tall cabinet, again using Aleene's tacky glue, painted with black acrylic paint, and you'll see in a few minutes added the three-dimensional Mod Podge to it to give it a little bit more of a sheen. So I painted each piece and then put it all together. And you'll see, this is just showing you the glossy paint and then the Mod Podge. And that went really well together. I did one coat of each and let it dry in between, and it gives it a nice sheen. You might have other options, but this is what worked for me. So just a lot of extra pieces, or pictures, sorry, to show you what we did. Then I actually used for this the Aleene's tacky glue, not the quick drying, but the clear. I didn't want to have any residue. And then to make the little snow cones, I cut just regular printing paper and cut out a little oval shape, turned it into a cone shape. And then I had some leftover fake snow from ornaments I made last year, so I thought, well, that would be perfect. So, and you can see how tiny the cones are. I just glued a little bit on the sides to make the cones stick. Then I took the fake snow, mixed it with the clear gel Aleene's tacky glue. And again, whatever glue you have would work if it dries clear. Mixed it all up so it would look like shaved ice. And I decided I wanted some labels. Ended up putting those on the cabinet and the machine, and they basically say shave ice on them. I made quite a number of them because I wasn't sure what size. I did that on my Cricut machine. So here's your shave ice all mixed up, and then it's out of focus, but I wanted to show you. I just took a toothpick and put it on the top of that cone. You can see what it looks like here. This is in the cup under the shave ice machine. These are the snow cones. Now I took watercolor paint, which you could get from the dollar store, and just dabbed some colors on the fake snow so it would look like a snow cone. And that's basically all it was. And because it was wet, it adhered just nicely. So then, to make your little bottles of the flavors, I took individual eyedroppers and I cleaned them all out, sterilized them. I used acrylic paint, and I used green, red, purple, and I did have another yellow, but I didn't show it in this video. Mixed it all up, and it doesn't take much. And then you'll see here's the cap in the purple, because these eyedroppers have a cap to them. And you'll notice I cut all the pieces off so it just looks like a little bottle. And I've done that to even make Coke bottles. And then you just try to squeeze it all in until that clear bottle is the color you want. And I tap it down on the edge of the paper. And I use wax paper and paper towels to try to keep the mess down. You might want to put on gloves because it can stain your fingers. Just depends on what you're comfortable with. And just kind of showing you how we did the different colors. It's actually fun. This is something you could do with children, and just make sure you clean up really well afterwards. I might want to have them wear gloves. And then once it's dry, then you can put a label on it, which is the labels I showed you earlier. So it's just a fun thing to do, and just the excitement on our grandchildren's faces when they saw it and they could take the cap off. They thought that was the coolest thing, and they immediately knew what the flavors were. So that was even more fun. Here it is drying, and I made sure it was dry inside before I put the caps on it. So just keep that in mind. It's going to take a while. Don't be in a rush. So here are your snow cones on the tray. And you can make as many holes as you want. And here's the cabinet. The picture's not the best. It was a dark day that day. But that's just 3 shelves on the cabinet. And then you have another view. And you could do any color you wanted. I just thought this would be something that would just be a subtle color. You could put a back on it if you wanted. So here are your flavors and your snow cones ready to enjoy with your shave ice machine. And if you want to know how to make a shave ice machine, you can look at our previous video. It'll walk you through. And there you are. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope you'll come back. We're trying to do economical things with things we have in the home to repurpose, and not just go out and buy things. And share it with the kids. Get them excited. Have a great day. Mahalo.